Scratch it.
Chicka chicka chow. Chicka chow, ka-chow, ka-chow, pow.
Chicka chow.
Before we start, though, we did watch the movie. So should we not talk about these movies, or should we do? How should we do this? Like, how do we talk about these movies? Originality. Should we keep this segment of the movie comparison to the very end, to the retro, or should we?
I think we should
make it part of this discussion.
Let's make
and then just talk about what if in the end.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
I think that's the better way to go.
Yeah, I think so too. Otherwise, it's gonna get very confusing.
Yes.
Sketch my heroes.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that's gonna get picked up.
So yeah,
I don't care.
Yes.
Fuck it.
And with that said, welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilyas.
And me, Robert.
Exactly, and I sounded way too hype.
Well, you should be.
And
new episode.
Exactly.
157.
What he said.
I think.
Yes, it is correct. Yeah. And today we're going to talk about being original or originality in all its form, shapes, things. Smart words insert here.
But also on a different sort of, with a different twist, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to use two movies as reference, or probably a lot more.
Yes.
But...
So we're going to have to issue a spoiler alert for the new movie with Ryan Reynolds, Freeguy.
Yeah.
Because I think we can't help but spoil the fuck out of that movie.
I think I can
actually
keep
both
it to
movies.
I think we can keep it to somewhat I think
because we're going to be
we don't have, but I mean we don't have to. Yeah, but we don't have to spoil specific moments in the movie that are very sort of oh shit, that was fun. You know, we don't have to spoil those things, but the general sort of overarching story maybe might get a bit revealed.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're actually not just spoiling Freeguy. We are also maybe potentially spoiling
a movie you've never heard about called Boss Level.
Yes. So
starring people such as Frank Grillo, Mel Gibson,
Naomi Watts,
that you remember from movies such as
King Kong.
There you go. Because I didn't.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I was trying to I was like
21 Grams.
Shit, that was ages ago.
Yeah. But she's an amazing actress.
Yeah, she is.
Actor. And, well, I think they all go under, actor now, right?
They do? Sounds like some type
because
of
we've
fucking
just erased
male
the whole
chauvinist patriarchy bullshit. No, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Or let's just call everybody actresses.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is going to be today's episode. In the tool section, I'm just going to do a little bit of... continuation of what I started talking about last week, how the poster is going. And in the retro, we are going to be talking what if...
Yeah, I think that's all I've seen.
Yeah, more or less me too.
Hot Shots? No, just kidding.
I actually really wanted to watch Hot Shots after last episode. But no, I am... I'm trying to, not watch it for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And then once I've absolutely forgotten every single second of that movie, I will watch it again.
Very cool.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good. But I have nothing to sort of talk about.
Of course you do. You've had the first week of work.
Yeah,
How
and it was
that?
work. Now,
back in business.
Back in biz. No, but it is... it was just, your brain kind of exaggerates things.
Mm-hmm.
So since I'm between projects or I'm in the start of a project, which is sort of like the concepting phase of try whatever the fuck you want. It's not as stressful. So it's been a pretty chill week. And this one started off pretty chill as well.
But that aside, just being back to work, going from vacay mode to work mode, how was that?
It is terrible because I'm sitting so much more now than I was ever before, and I have the option to stand, but I don't for some reason. So I will try to implement that.
Because you have the option to sit down.
Exactly. And also, you just woken up. Standing does not feel like the most straightforward thing to do. But hopefully tomorrow, I'm actually dropping off my kids to their first day of school.
Oh.
So, second and
Tomorrow?
fifth grade. Yeah.
Really?
Today was not the day, apparently. Mondays are not a great day to start on. So they're starting tomorrow, Tuesday.
Okay. Weird.
So, yeah.
But
So I'm hoping that little walk to school will also get me standing tomorrow.
yeah. Well, just make that your mission.
Yep.
And then
I have one mission tomorrow.
there you go. Stand up.
Stand. I have burpees. I have burps.
Yeah. Well, that's a good warm up for your training session later.
Later, yeah.
Yeah.
3-siders is exactly what you need.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Strongbow, I think. Was it? I don't know.
Who cares?
Who cares?
So, dude, you got anything new to share? Because I have diddly squat.
Dude, I feel like my life has been more or less Groundhog Day, which we will be tying into later.
Wink, wink.
No, what I did this weekend that was sort of out of the ordinary was I got to live a little bit of Sons of Anarchy. No, this Saturday, my friend had a birthday party, invited like all of us sort of tattoo dudes. So I got to hang out with the old Huckleberry fam, and that was a lot of fun. But what I didn't know was that the party was at the Hells Angels sort of compound. What do you call it? Like their base of
Headquarters.
yeah. So yeah, I partied with the Hells Angels this weekend, and I'm kind of still hungover from that. Well, now I'm getting the buzz on again, so that's good. Keeping the wave going. But that was a lot of fun. Also scary. Like, I think the scariest part was when we had to leave, and we had a sort of. He felt like our servant in a way. Like he was always catering us.
Organizer.
Like he was super nice. I didn't get his name. But he was super friendly and just always like, anybody need some more beers or whatever. Like very helpful. And then he was just like, all right, everybody needs to leave now, but you need to leave in a group.
Which is
so
very highly suspicious.
Yeah, like
yes.
don't walk away or don't like. Yeah, so get your shit and you all need to go. And as we were leaving, more people were like joining the club, so to speak, or like going in. So I think we left at the exact right moment because I've heard stories and I don't want to be a part of those stories. So that was cool.
Cool.
So yeah, Saturday. Way. Apart from that, dude, just work. But I did get a day off last week because of the poster job that I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, but same. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Same.
I don't know if anybody can hear it, but we have a lot of people outside talking very
They're
loudly.
trying to sell a motorbike, I think.
Yeah. So I think you guys might not hear them, but in my head it's very loud.
Yep.
So it's.
I tried taking off the headphones as well.
It didn't work.
It helps a little.
Oh,
It's
really?
not as much in your head, but you still hear it. So yeah, it is a bit off.
No, I can hear them.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
I'm-
you're sitting closer to the
Exactly.
door, yeah.
So yeah, I apologies if that is sort of in the podcast.
Yeah.
If anything,
But I'll try to talk louder.
But also it throws me off a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm
It
gonna
is
be
very
a little bit less funny today.
Until later.
It's not true.
Shut your fucking
Not true at all. But yeah,
But
fuck.
yeah, thank you so much for listening. Let's get all this shit out of the way.
Let's do it.
No, but
Yeah.
seriously, thank you so
guys.
much. Anyone that
Exactly all that.
You know, all that stuff.
Skibbity-bibbidi-doo. He's the scat man.
But anyone who's joined the Discord
Anybody
like over
just
the
does-
summer,
No, sorry. I wanted to make
It's-
that.
just starting.
Anybody joined the Discord now? Yeah.
The Discord now.
Anybody joined the
Discord
Discord now? The Discord now. Yeah.
If you ever seen me, fuck it. Fuck it. But yeah, Robert will make this sound awesome later.
Of course I will.
Snippety, the
Yes.
thing that he never does.
Every time I say yes, I do shake my head. So yes.
But yeah, like we really appreciate the support. I'm going to try to do some more fun things. And like I said on the Discord, I pinky promise t-shirts, so I will make those happen. Even if we don't earn anything on them, like it'll be a loss.
Yeah.
For sure. Or like it won't be a loss. It will be basically
they'll pay for
Society 6 or whatever the fuck I put them on will be the ones earning the money.
Yeah.
But we will have them there for you to buy.
Yes. I think it's about time.
Yeah, it is about fucking time.
Is it 5 years now?
It's too long.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's too long.
It's way too long.
And yeah, we started in 2016. Or no, we started thinking about we released on this 17, I think. Who cares? Still, a lot of years have passed.
A lot of years.
And it's time for t-shirts, okay? So we're just going to throw them out there. We don't care about any profits. We're just going to throw them out there so you can get them.
Yeah. This is only for you.
Yes.
Yes.
And maybe stickers if they have that.
That is an option on Redbubble.
Yeah, I'll check.
Or TE Public also.
Yes, but I don't know if I have any of those.
I've got both.
Cool.
Yes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. We'll try to get that, like, make that happen. We'll also try to make some fun stuff, like events and, probably a giveaway at some point as well. We're already, like, more than halfway to 200,
Yeah.
And, yeah. Thank you so much for, like, rating the podcast. If you have that opportunity, please do so that, people that are looking for art podcasts can find us. Anytime you share the podcast, whether it's through, Instagram, Spotify, you can share it from there as well, which gives people like a direct link, especially if you do it in your stories. People can click through to the episode that you like. Or if you do it from the website, that is also a thing. I don't know where you can share it from there, but you can share like specific episodes from the playlist. But you definitely can. But yeah, really appreciate however you can like sort of spread the word.
Yes.
It really does help us in the best way, more than money does.
Yeah. Are we still doing the rate the podcast on iTunes thing?
Yeah, I think that's what I said before. Yeah,
okay.
That always helps.
Yes.
But it doesn't help us to get new listeners, but the ones that do find it can read about it and like, yeah, this sounds fun.
So do that.
So do that. That always, yeah, do that.
I do that. And with the do that said, intro song, go.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
That was garbage.
Yes.
A lot of words.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons, even with beards and tattoos. They haven't changed at all. Failing sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook heroes, imagination burning. Sketchbook heroes, sketchbook heroes, pick up the sketchbook heroes. They don't seem to have any life.
And we're back. And this week we are covering originality because it feels like one of those things that is more of a hindrance to people than it is, anything else. Like it's one of those words that people throw out there like that's not an original idea or that has been done before probably. People say that. And that's fine. Like originality is so overrated because, we all watch like we consume so many things that are just like regurgitation of something else. You know what I mean? Like it's the same story told over and over.
Yeah.
And we just like throw money at it.
Exactly.
We do enjoy it. We don't need originality all the time. We just need the story to be told,
So let me ask you this, because when you heard of the Highlander remake, was it excitement or was it like bummer?
After we saw the movies, less excitement. Before we saw the movies, more excitement.
Yeah, but that's weird. But yes,
But-
I do
but
kind of agree because they could definitely do it so much better.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, dude.
Even with just the few entrances of the VHS text that we got,
Mhm.
which were none apart from Momoa,
Mhm.
more or less, and us.
Oh, yeah, you
It
mean
still sounded so much better than the movie.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I am excited to get a remake.
Dude, same.
But I'm also so sick and tired of remakes.
Same.
Like, whatever happened to the original, well, here we go, idea? Like,
Money,
what
man.
happened to that?
Money happened.
It's
Like-
just like, are they too lazy to think up a new thing? Or why are they rehashing all of these old things?
Because, like,
And even the stuff that we saw today.
but
Yeah,
I think
like,
it
same-
goes without saying
same
though.
idea.
Like people are more willing to spend money on things they know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
it's like tried and true.
tried and true. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or nostalgia, or whatever the fuck you're playing off of.
It's a safer bet, I
It's
guess.
a safer bet.
It's
yeah.
gonna make money for sure. People like us douchebags are gonna go and watch.
That's what I'm
Highlander.
saying. Exactly. Like
Because-
whatever they release that we grew up with, like even He-Man that I didn't
Yeah.
enjoy.
We're
You
slaves
tied
to
Kevin Smith to it, and you took He-Man basically,
Mark Hamill
and
Kevin
Mark
Smith.
Hamill, and you
You're
just
like,
kept adding to it, and I was like, yeah,
yes, please, like
exactly. Take my money.
yeah,
And
and
it's a
and
part
they
of a
did, and they
subscription,
did.
but
yeah, but they took our money.
but yeah.
They definitely took our money.
So
But yeah, I mean, whatever happened to the original idea? That is sort of my thing. With that said, I am also working on my own sort of stories, and that
Mhm.
is just stealing from the best of what
of
I
what
know.
you enjoy, yeah.
So, like, there is no original idea. Like, it's just taking this little bit from that movie, placing that little bit into this movie, taking, like, it's just like that, building my
Yeah.
own puzzle from bigger puzzles or
Mhm.
whatever. Does that make it original because I combined the two or three or four?
I think that since you have
Or is it like everything else today? I guess.
But it isn't, because the thing is, you're not making a remake. You're taking what you loved about those movies, and those are going to be very specific things to you. And then you're going to sort of use your experiences, you know, from other movies and stuff that you sort of think up as well.
Yeah.
And you're going to make something off of it, and then you're probably not going to release any of this today.
No.
So that means that it's going to be in your sort of like in your pot, you know, like sort of brewing and like cooking, and, you know, like new things are going to come out of it, and they're going to be mixed with the stuff that comes out in 2022, 23, you know, however long you work on this.
That is very true.
So it'll morph into something that is recognizable. Like, again, what we talked about. If it is what was that called? Like the hero
hero journey.
Yeah, the hero's journey and all that stuff. Like whatever angle or like story, like style you choose to tell this story. And like, it'll have those elements. And I think they're needed, you know, so you can follow this story.
Yeah.
And I always enjoy, you know, a good hero story.
Yeah. I mean, we all do.
I think we all do, yeah.
The numbers really say
Speak
that
for
we do.
themselves, yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's just about, because we all have ideas. Like, I want to be a writer. I want to own a big sports bar. You know, like whatever the fuck you're.
Beer?
Yeah, beer. But the thing is, it's the people that can sort of like hold on to some of their ideas and let them grow over time and then execute.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that you actually are going to see, you know.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they suck, at least they did an attempt.
Yeah, but they stuck to their idea and they made it
Exactly.
happen. Like,
And-
and that's what I want to do, regardless of the quality of what's gonna come out of it. Like, I'm hoping that it will be a masterpiece, of course, but you know, I know that it's not going to be, and also kind of want it to be a little bit more of a B movie type thing.
Yeah.
If it ever does come out, which it will, because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking not do
But that
this.
again, like that being said, like sometimes when you watch a really, you know, crappy movie, you know, but you enjoy it, there's like it's not going to go down in history as, you know, the Titanic of its time, but it was a fun fucking ride.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
And speaking of that, like, let's go into Boss Level, which is the movie we saw today.
yeah.
So this movie, it's not an original. Like,
No, it's a Groundhog Day
Yeah.
movie with action.
exactly. And we've seen so many of these. Even I think the later ones are the
Edge of Tomorrow is
Edge of
one
Tomorrow
them.
was definitely
one
one.
of my like absolute favorite movies
Yes.
of forever.
Yes. It still holds up. I
Still
saw it
holds
just
up,
a couple of weeks
And
ago.
I saw it last year.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's still so good. There is a sequel coming.
Why? But cool.
Exactly. It's not at all necessary.
No. Like
It's-
that movie
it's a
ends,
perfect movie.
Yeah,
It's a perfect
just
story.
Perfect, yeah.
I haven't read not anime, the manga,
The
so I
manga.
don't know how that is. But it's definitely just a perfect movie.
What was that called? Like Eat Shit Repeat, something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's like live, die,
You
repeat.
live, die, repeat.
Yeah, I think.
was better.
But there's another one with like a serial killer thing, death, I don't know. It's already it already has a sequel. I haven't seen any of them. I did a poster for the second one. Doesn't matter. Like this is a tried and true formula.
Yeah.
The whole
There's even an
live,
episode
die,
in
repeat.
Supernatural.
Yeah,
It's very good.
Like it's something that keeps repeating, and it's just a fun thing.
Dude,
it always works.
It always works. Like I don't think I've seen one that I've really hated.
No,
Or there probably is one that I
there's
can't
probably
think of. Yeah.
I haven't seen the slasher ones that
No,
I
I
mentioned.
haven't either.
But yeah, Happy Death Day
I have not
is
seen.
it's what it's called.
But I know of it.
But yeah, so Boss Level, the movie we saw today, is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
It's about Frank Grillo waking up into more or less, it feels like a video game.
Yeah, they give that impression, but
a
like,
lot with the sort of
The terrible
font
font,
and
yeah.
stuff in the
the
movie.
green font that is illegible, like most of the times. Yeah.
glowing green, Nintendo 8-bit type.
Yeah, it's like a pixel font type of approach they're going for, but the
Yeah.
movie has nothing to do with video games.
No, it really throws you off.
It really throws you off, yeah.
But it also works in that sense because in the beginning you kind of feel like, oh, maybe he's implanted in a video game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it puts that, it throws you off
It throws you off, but
in a good way, I
I
guess.
thought it threw me
Because
off in a bad
if
way.
it
'cause
wasn't
annoyed me.
there, then you would immediately understand, I think. So it kind of adds another level. Haha. Boss level, another level.
I think
to,
the movie title throws you off, first of all.
Yes.
Boss Level.
Exactly.
Because the games that are shown in the movie have nothing to do. It's like 2D classics, you know.
We already did say spoiler.
Yeah.
So
But, no, but it's Street Fighter and stuff like that
Yeah.
that have a very little part in the game.
yeah,
You know, like except
but it's
if
still
you
there.
really-
like,
but it's
it
there,
is-
yeah.
It is a part.
but it doesn't like at all feel like it has anything to do with the rest of the movie.
No.
Like it really doesn't.
And again, like this movie doesn't feel original, but
Oh,
it feels
dude.
original. You know,
Yeah, but
It's-
exactly.
It's
like
still a unique movie,
we've
and I
seen
really
these-
enjoyed this
Yeah.
movie. I had a blast watching it. Maybe it was
you
the beer.
care just enough about the character.
exactly.
That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
Frank Grillo, like
If
is he the most like, oh, I care so much about this guy? No, but you care just enough.
But it's also
for
you
it-
enjoy seeing him die.
Oh, you do.
know?
I think that's
Like,
why you kind of
You have to have that. Like he still needs to be a little bit of a douchebag
Mm-hmm.
for him to be able to like continuously die. Just
to
like Bill
believe this.
Murray in Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
He's also such a fucking douchebag. He is the
he
biggest
grows over time.
douchebag.
Yeah, he grows
But
over
then
time.
eventually he kind of, well, no, he doesn't actually get that much better, but a little bit. But he's
you
still a
care about him
douchebag.
more.
So when he does die, you kind of laugh. You know,
Mm.
it's a funny thing.
And they do
and-
kill him off
And
a lot
Yes.
creatively.
And so yeah, in Boss Level, same thing. Like we got Frank Grillo as Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, more or less, having assassins after him. But it still feels like a unique movie.
Yeah,
So it is an original, but it's
It's using
just
an old
original enough.
No,
you know?
but I think like they're using a concept that works, and then they're just like, okay, now we can focus on creative deaths. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
they-
We've
but-
established this thing.
Yeah.
Let's just do fun stuff.
And then they've sort of like introduced the character enough for you to not hate him. Because I think when you don't feel anything for the character at all, that's when you lose the audience and the whole movie goes lost on you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah.
this one just has just enough
Exactly.
for it to be fun. And you got to go in with that headspace. You don't like, oh, Boss Level, this is going to be no.
No.
You go in for the fun ride. And it gives you exactly that.
Yeah. This one delivered on every promise it made.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, exactly. And then gave us some,
Yeah,
like some
exactly.
like, oh shit, did
Like,
not
oh,
see that one.
Yeah, exactly.
So it had a lot of things. And again, it's such a creative. Like it's creative, but it's not original. That was the
Yeah,
word I was looking
exactly.
for. Like it's not original in any sense of the way.
No,
But they're enjoying what they're doing, and they're doing it like
because they enjoy it.
because they enjoy it. Exactly. And then if you do or not, like they can't control that.
No, it feels like somebody made a movie for themselves.
And
you know,
what I said, like this is the movie we would make.
yes,
Because we could predict it. You know, I was
Verbatim,
like, he's going to
yes.
do this and this.
Yeah.
And then like, oh,
And
there you
it
go. And
did
then it
that.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because it feels like the movie that maybe like most of us that do what we do today, listening to this podcast, might have thought of this movie. You know what I mean? At some
Oh,
point.
yeah, for sure.
Because it feels like one of those movies that gives you hope. Because I could never direct Titanic, you know. I don't know how good that is today, but I could never do that. But this type of movie, like with the more like simplistic plot and the kind of like the stupid humor with the sort of, I don't even know what to call it, but the deaths, you know, the
Like the replayable.
no, but
deaths
just like
or-
creative deaths, you know, like
Yeah,
it's not really gore because it's never that graphical.
They
You
never
know what I
went
mean?
too over the top
Yeah.
with it. Like,
It's never
it's
like-
more just like you die.
Yeah, it's a clean cut. It's
Yeah.
never like blush, gushing, and
No,
shit like that.
it's-
It's very clean,
yeah.
like in that sense. But it's not for kids, you know.
No, it's just above.
Yeah,
Like, I would say if it's what is it, 15 for those types of movies here in
dude, I have
Sweden?
no idea. Sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
I would say 16. You know, just
No,
a
I'd
little
show
bit
that.
older.
No, but
yeah.
I would show this. We've watched worse.
Yeah.
I
No,
feel
but
like-
I mean, like the
Yeah.
PG level
Dude,
of.
just Deadpool cutting off his hands
Mhm.
is worse than anything else. Like I think the
Yeah.
worst part in this movie was the tooth.
Yeah,
Like
and
that.
that wasn't
scene.
even that bad.
It
but
wasn't that bad. You
but it
saw
was still,
nothing,
like,
but you just feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because
like,
yeah.
it makes you sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But all right, so let's take it from there to Free Guy,
So
which is
the Ryan Reynolds movie.
So it's still at cinemas, and like I would still recommend it as a cinema type movie because
Oh,
it is very
I think it was,
bombastic
yeah.
and a lot of effects and a lot of fun stuff like that. But it's I would say lower your bar in terms of expectations because I think it.
I went in
Subliminally,
with,
I
dude,
had a little bit higher of a bar.
and I went in low. So,
yeah,
and
yeah. I should have gone in lower.
But like, dude, except Deadpool,
mm,
Ryan Reynolds sucks in everything.
yeah,
Like, it's not that he sucks, but the movies always suck.
yeah. He
Like,
can
I
never-
like, because nobody dislikes Ryan Reynolds.
no.
It's just that every movie he's in sucks. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
it's just like they're not great. They're not.
If you look
great.
at all the movies that don't suck with Ryan Reynolds, it's when Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds.
exactly interviews,
Van Wilder interviews.
Interview.
Yeah, that was good.
Like his best movie is an interview. Any
no, but
interview.
like, yeah, those. I think The Proposal is also good with Sandra Bullock. Like, but it's him just playing himself.
Yeah,
And that's when it works. Whenever he has to fit a mold,
yeah.
Green Lantern, for example, just doesn't work. Like, but he's also like he could have worked in Green Lantern because he is that type of talkative character.
But it's
It
the
just-
Green Lantern.
yeah, it just.
Nah.
I definitely forgot that Taika Waititi was in that movie.
Ah.
Yeah, yeah,
ah.
yeah, noises.
I have nothing.
But
I've seen
so
clips from that movie.
so Free Guy is more or less what if Disney made Boss Level, you know? Speaking of originality.
yeah, but it all happens within a video game.
And they got released sort of the same year, right?
Yeah, both. Or yeah.
2020, I guess. Because I
No,
think Free
Boss
Guy
Level
came
is
out.
Boss Level was released this year.
Oh, okay.
Free Guy was done years ago.
Yeah, it was here. I think a year ago.
A year
it was
ago,
supposed to
about,
be
yeah.
released, and then they've just sat on it.
And they've done some changes during that time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Uh,
But yeah, so all right. So what did you like about Free Guy? Let's just get into
actually, since it is what it is a Groundhog Day type of movie.
Yeah.
You know, but within a video game. And I really like we talked about is that it starts off so strong
it.
with this sort of NPC that
It's a non-playable character.
yeah, for those that don't play video games.
Hmm.
And he wakes up one day, and he does like the introduction is so great, where they introduce him, his usual, programmed habits, and then one day he does like one little thing differently, and then he keeps just iterating on that.
Yeah.
Different,
Evolves in a way.
Yeah, he
kind of.
evolves. Yeah, and then he keeps dying, of course.
Yes.
But it's such a great introduction. I don't want to go into too much more detail than that, but it's just such a great character build-up. And I think that happens, up to half the movie about there, and then they lose it.
Yeah.
But it's such a great way to tell this story. Like, you take this whole live, die, repeat concept, and you throw it into this video game thing. And the best thing is his reactions to everything.
Yeah. He's just so Canadian.
Yeah, dude. No, but he just Ryan Reynolds has a way to convey feelings and stuff that other people say to him, especially the real people in this video game. And he's like, okay, I don't know what that is, but he just goes along with it with a sense of confusion that he really does sell. And I think those are, just to sort of narrow it down, not spoil too much, are my favorite parts of this movie. Yeah. It's his genuine, what feels like genuine reaction to shit that people say and do that just feel so good when
that
you see
naive,
it. Yes, exactly. And he is so nice in this movie.
Yes. Again, Canadian.
Yeah. So they do that whole live, die, repeat thing very well here as well.
But the Disney way.
Yeah. And it doesn't feel as much Disney the first sort of part of the movie.
No.
It comes in heaps at the sort of second act.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where
if
they
we split it up
me.
in two.
Yeah. And for me, I totally agree with you. I think the whole live, die, repeat theme and the twist of it being the video game version, having the NPC rather than a playable character or somebody that is quote unquote alive. I think that is genius. That is such a great thing. They just created something out of nothing. You know what I mean? In a way. And gave relevance to something that we've all taken for granted throughout all of these years of gaming. And it just made it real in a way. That is awesome. I think that's great. But like you said, after kind of halfway, they start losing you, or at least me.
Yeah, they didn't lose me, but it wasn't as it was fun at times, but it wasn't like the first part.
Yeah.
Where they had you
entirely.
I
started zoning out. It was, a little bit because of this girl kicking my chair. I don't know if she had some issues or not. But then, and also our awesome buddy that laughed at all the non-appropriate laughing points, which was kind of funny, actually. I laughed a lot at him. The guy. But I saw him afterwards, and he was kind of mentally not there, unfortunately, so that explained a little bit. But yeah, he was sitting with his phone and stuff. It was distracting me, of course, any time I go to the cinemas. But that was more apparent after the halfway point, because the movie didn't sort of grab me and hold my attention as much as it did in the beginning part. With that said, the movie in itself is still good. It's a good movie.
It's still worth a watch.
It's fun. It's definitely more catered towards kids, and I
Disney,
guess So, I mean, you playing Fortnite with Dean is probably something if I had done that, I would have gotten a little bit more out of the movie, because it feels more a few things sort of go past my head. I don't get all of the jokes or the things. I don't recognize any of YouTubers or stuff that was
I did
kind
not
of popped
recognize up. Those either.
So yeah, I kind of actually felt a little bit old watching this movie. It felt bad. It hurt my soul and pride. Whereas Boss Level was just for me. You know, it's just yes.
And one more thing, if we compare Boss Level with Freeguy, is that how fast he mastered everything in Freeguy.
Oh yeah.
Which kind of ruined it for me. I think that's where they lose you.
Yeah, there was no build up or training or having to get to learn something. Yeah,
in Boss Level, it takes a long while for him to master anything, and as soon as he does something new, there's a repeat. There's a price to be paid.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, he kind of like once he's mastered some of it,
He knows
he
everything.
knows everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And that kind of sucks because there are so many sort of places where they could reuse that because it doesn't get old
No.
because it's a new thing that it needs to figure out. And there's, like you
You
could,
just need to tweak a scene a little bit. you know?
and you have something there again.
Of course, it's probably like a shit ton of work to get this done.
Oh, yeah.
Like more than a normal movie.
Yeah, there's probably a budget difference in
Because, needing to reshoot a scene multiple times and getting all of those different versions of the scene is probably a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But, just a little bit more would have helped.
And I think the ending is it's too sweet
Yeah.
for what this movie should have
And feels cheap, kind of.
It feels a
I
bit.
felt cheated towards the end, in a way. Like it just went from like building, and then up, done.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Without spoiling anything, because it's still a good movie. It's okay.
Yeah, it's totally but it's seriously worth the watch.
Yeah.
I think you'll have a lot of moments to laugh about.
Yeah.
And the things that we've mentioned briefly, and also sort of like things towards the end will also it's not a total waste just because it passes, the halfway point.
No.
But it does if you're thinking about it story wise and watching it as a grown up, it does lose you a bit in the end.
Yeah. And that's so. I guess the main difference between the movies that we have seen now and talking about is one is set in the real world and one is a video game.
Yeah.
And there's a real world going on outside of said video game. Whereas this one is actually Boss Level is the real world and it has devastating effects towards the end. There's big high stakes. So you kind of you don't really you don't feel those stakes in the movie.
No,
they
you
get
don't.
sort of pushed aside because
I think for the entertainment part.
Yeah.
They're trying to they give you just enough to care, but not enough to care about the world ending.
Yeah, exactly. It's more
you care more about him sort of figuring shit out rather than saving the whole world.
Yeah.
As long as
he needs to fix his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you really only feel for that guy.
Yeah.
Or Roy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but yeah, for me, Boss Level is definitely more what I wanted to see in terms of one of these types of movies. If I just got the gist or the Groundhog Day thing, Boss Level is definitely more my type of movie.
Yeah.
Of course, the quality is not there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was so dog shit compared to Freeguy.
Yeah. Freeguy is high definition on acid, and Boss Level is what you dug up from your old VHS collection.
If you wipe your ass and you get the urge to look.
Yeah.
That's basically... No. But I just wanted to give them something gross. I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
But
you definitely did.
But in defense of Boss Level, which is such a confusing title because it has nothing to do with video games.
No.
And it sounds more like Freeguy than Freeguy does.
Exactly. It feels like the sequel to Freeguy, if that was the thing.
Yeah.
Boss Level.
But Boss Level, the good thing about the lower quality in how the movie is filmed or the color grading that they've done is that it works
In
so
favor.
good with the CGI.
Yeah.
Because the CGI looks on the level with the garbage way that it's been sort of graded or whatever the fuck, the editing, So that 3D or the not 3D, but the CGI stuff, sometimes when they blow something up that doesn't need to be blown up and it's focused in on that explosion, it does not look great.
No.
But it's not the worst thing you've seen, but it's not the best.
Exactly.
But it's better when it's in passing and you don't care and shit. That works. The chopper, it's just on the edge of was this just a little crappier? I would have hated this. But it's just good enough and not in focus enough. It doesn't get enough screen time to annoy you. Most of the time.
And I think it's practical in some Like I think they lower down like the body of a helicopter in some scenes.
No, I think the first time you
it
see it
feels
is
like,
CGI.
They probably
fucking-
reused the Matrix rig.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised.
But it is like all in all that does not bother you.
No.
I think the worst part of this movie is the sword fight.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Why?
Like, that was
that was
such
so
garbage
underutilized.
and so bad. Like
So bad.
So bad.
So bad. Like you wasted so many of your lives or whatever.
to become a mediocre swordsman
Mm-hmm.
to annoy us.
Yeah, I think that was the main
Yeah.
purpose of the thing, and they definitely succeeded.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
that is
like
that's
they could
actually
have
one of the
cut that.
worst parts of this movie. But
But it's so brief. It's fine.
yeah, I mean,
But it's like
You-
they gave it a
yeah.
couple of minutes. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we knew what we were getting into.
But that movie, I would say, like, I don't even care about the sword fight. It's so in passing anyway, like, all in all. But the thing that I didn't like about it was when they stopped the live, die, repeat thing.
Yeah.
That's what, and I didn't like it. Because I didn't feel that we needed all that backstory.
Yeah.
It could have been done in the deaths. You know, bake it in. He gets pieces. Boom, kill him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then just send him back. Like, we didn't need to stop and talk and, like, slow the movie down. Because I think the only thing that is interesting here is the snippets, death, snippets, death. I think that is the best part.
Yeah, I mean that didn't really bother me that much.
No, but it was.
But-
like, for me, it
but
was, like, sometimes
it
too
did
long.
feel that I think that is the one thing that it felt
you
a
could have
little
just
bit
removed
too
10
long.
minutes. You
Yeah.
know, and it would have been
Yeah,
as enjoyable, but better pacing, I think.
yeah, because it kind of didn't really fit in
It
to the
didn't
whole
fit in, but-
narrative.
exactly.
Like, they
It-
just needed it to be there for explanation reasons or exposition.
But, dude, it was
Um,
so good. Like, when he was in the car and he was
Yeah.
like, and then the bus, and like,
Oh,
shit,
fuck.
the bus.
Yeah,
And then
so
when
good.
they, you know, like when he gets like whatever happens there, let's not ruin it. And then they just film above,
Yeah.
and you see the.
It's so
it's
good.
so perfect.
Yes,
Yeah. It's just so perfect, and it's shit like that. Like
Yeah.
if you see the movie Boss Level,
Yeah.
you'll understand. Like it's not a masterpiece, but
No.
it's enjoyable.
But it's definitely one of those, grab your buddy, get some beers, have fun.
It's a popcorn flick.
Yeah,
you know,
for
like-
sure. Like a great action movie, and it's out for rental, right?
Yeah, it's
not-
rental. It's available like on Apple TV. It's available on Viaplay if you're here. I think it's probably on
YouTube.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's probably everywhere.
where you
at
can
this
rent
point.
movies.
On YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's there as well.
Yeah. All right. What didn't you like about Free Guy then? Like, if we go into more specifics,
No, but it's the
maybe
whole,
not spoiling too
No,
much.
but it's the whole Disney thing.
like making it too cutesy,
Yeah,
or
like too cutesy. Like,
because it's a
It has
very
some-
colorful movie. It's
Oh, it is,
very
yeah.
bright. It is.
but I think the
video
characters, the
game,
side characters, at some point.
but it's not like there's not even a speck of blood in the
Yeah.
movie. I mean, that's not spoiling anything. It's better to tell you guys that.
Yeah. But
So
this movie that we watched almost didn't have any
Yeah.
speck of blood either. So
it had just
So,
enough. Like
yeah.
I could easily see this type of gore in Free Guy, and I think that would have made it a little bit more fun. Like, but with that colorful feel to it, because like if you watch or if you play GTA 5 or whatever
Yeah.
now, it's bloody. Like,
and that's
there's-
I
there
think
is
that's what
a little
annoyed
bit of
me a
blood.
bit is that the people in that world are all cutesy. You
Yeah.
know, like his best
What's-
friend is too
Let me
nice.
ask you what Fortnite is. Like, does it have any sort of blood or anything when you shoot
No,
anybody?
nothing.
They just sort of go down and die?
Yeah, they pixelate
Okay. Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
respawn.
So that makes a lot more sense too.
Yeah.
Like
So
for-
I
for
don't mind. I
the
don't
Free
mind that
Guy.
at all. Like it kind of fits the whole
Yeah.
thing. But this is like a first person thing.
Mm.
But in Free Guy, I think just the side characters, they should have been like I don't know. They just I don't know. They feel more like they were like part of like an old Disney movie, like a live action one,
Yeah.
rather than they were characters in a video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's leaning too much towards Disney. Like I hate when Disney makes it too much so that it breaks the movie and makes it Disney. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to see a movie that like where the character like they don't feel real, they feel Disney. I don't want them to feel Disney.
No.
I want them to feel whatever the world you've built is. I want to feel that.
Exactly.
And they feel more Disney.
Yeah.
Because it starts off pretty good, and then by the end they're all like sort of I don't know, they feel like one of those, like old Disney movies where they dance and Mary Poppins, umbrellas pop up, and
I totally get what you mean. Like, I think
hate
if you
that.
see the movie, you're going to understand exactly what Elias is talking
and
about.
it just goes more and more into that.
Yeah. To the point where,
Where
kind
it
of
gets
you feel,
annoying, yeah.
we talked about it too, like it feels almost like cotton candy
Yeah.
in your mouth, like throughout the later part of the movie.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like,
it's just
wow,
too
just
sweet, yeah.
coughing out this fucking...
Farting like pink clouds, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I agree with you 100%. And for me, it was like I just started realizing how identical it was to Ready Player One, like in forms of story beats and like character development and, well, with all the side characters and like everybody ganging up on like, it's the same movie for me. Like, it is almost the same movie. And as soon as I saw that, I couldn't unsee it, and it just started bugging me, and that made me sort of drift off. I zoned out in parts of the later, or towards the end of the movie. Like, I wasn't interested. It just lost me. And that's so sad. That rarely happens, and that's why I felt really bad afterwards. I'm like, fuck. Like, was it that bad?
No, but like I said, we're not the target audience.
No, definitely
that's
not.
What you got to remember. And
I mean, we're the target audience,
audience, motherfuckers.
audience for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like we went to see him do his thing, and then we just got
Through
the
Disney
rest.
glasses.
Yeah, we got the rest. We paid for the rest, more or less.
But I think the movie, though, like both these movies, and if
They're
you just
good.
they're good.
Like,
but
we're not shitting on any of these movies.
No, I'm just thinking, like, if we take it back to originality, though, like this one, like Edge of Tomorrow, Groundhog Day, whoever has tried this concept, it is a fun concept to work with. So, for example, if you're sitting at home and, you have one of these, like, live, die, repeat movies, like, there's nothing wrong starting there.
No.
Because you have your references, you have your whatever the fuck you like, and you just put that together, and we'll have something different yet again.
Yeah.
Like, the only premise is the live, die, repeat.
Yeah.
That is the only thing that will stay the same, probably.
Yeah.
Because you'll have your humor, you'll have your visual, cues and inspirations. Like, it'll all be different. It's like, if I tell you to write a story about, something similar, we'll probably all come up with a different type of story.
Exactly. And we will.
And we will. Like, just when we told everyone to draw, like, that fake character that we made up. She grew up, in this, like, disposed, like, it was like a recycling place, and they were
like
all
garbage
slaves.
dump,
Garbage
almost.
dump. That was
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
And we all gave you this premise of this character that worked there, vague, exactly, to be vague. And then you all came up with your character. All we said that she had
A prosthetic arm.
prosthetic arm and leg, I think,
Yeah.
was the thing.
Yeah.
And then you all just came up with your own character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you all came up with your own junk.
And I'm sure you all came up with your own backstory and story for that character.
Exactly.
So we could have made like 15, 20, 30 different versions of that movie.
That could actually be a cool challenge for this episode. Like, just to try to have people just sketch a character. It doesn't have to be anything finished. We could just, like, throw something out, like, vague, and then see who's up for sketching one out. I don't know. Just thought of it. Since I just thought of vague, it just feels like one of those things that we could just throw out there.
Yeah, but now it's a little too spontaneous, I think. Like, what
sure.
exactly are we...
I don't know.
What are we doing?
I'm just thinking, what could we do? But let me sit on that, and we can return to that, because it could be a thing we could throw in here, like that.
Yeah.
I think just to show people that how different all our minds are. Like, we could take something super already there. You know, like it could be fucking Robin Hood for all I care. And I think one cool thing about this is if you follow the character design challenge that's on Facebook, like they just take whatever is out there. Sometimes it's like folklore, sometimes it's, you know, bugs, sometimes it's samurai, sometimes, and people just, you know, throw ideas at it or their character version of that. And dude, samurai was one of my favorite ones, and because people kept, or was it bug samurai or something like that, and people were just throwing out these cool concepts of, you know, bug samurais. I even made one, you know, and it was just such a cool fucking idea, and they were all different.
I think
all so different.
So to make this into like a thing, we need a deadline for when you can first submit, because I think if people start submitting, it's gonna like people can see, oh, they did that. I'm gonna do.
Like that. But that's how that the
and then they're not
works
gonna
as
do
well.
anything. Like it just feels like too many people listening get discouraged by these things.
You
And
mean like when you see someone else's?
I want people to do stuff like this when we toss out one of these challenges.
Yeah.
I don't want just you, me, and one more person to do it.
Yeah, I get that.
You know?
I get that.
Because it disappoints me in a way.
Oh,
like,
of course it does.
It's
Like-
like why go through the effort of trying to set something like this up and then not have anybody.
But
do
I think if we cut this out and we just have a build up for this, where we say like, oh, we're gonna have this challenge, we're gonna talk about this, and then we post that, so we can just scrap this and then just revisit it and make it awesome.
Yeah.
Because I think with the build up, it's gonna be easier.
Yeah.
And a lot more fun.
Yes.
So what we can say is that we're gonna try to have this original within bunny ears character challenge, just so we can all draw the same thing and see sort of like what we all bring to the table.
Yeah. How many different movies
Exactly.
will there be of this character or stories or
we'll try to
comics or
find something
whatever.
that already exists in general terms, I guess.
Yeah.
And then see how we all interpret it. Fuck.
Exactly that.
So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Because that could be a fun thing to do.
I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. But so the theme of today was originality.
Originality.
How original are the two movies that we have watched?
Not at all.
Exactly. But how original were the two movies that we have watched?
A lot.
Yes.
Like
That's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah.
It's the same story, but it's totally different stories.
Dude,
Like,
I could watch Live, Die, Repeat movies all day.
Yeah.
Like, I could have a day where I just watch these. Because people don't rewatch Lord of the Rings
and
because
Edge
they
of Tomorrow
love new
is
stuff.
the perfect
Yeah.
example, because you can rewatch that movie forever and it just gets better.
And I can't say this enough. Like, Edge of Tomorrow, I watched with no joke 4 times in a row the first time I saw it. I saw it by myself, with my wife, by myself again just afterward, because she goes to bed like really early. And then when I watched it that third time, I was like, I could do this one more time.
And you did.
And I did. And
Yeah.
it was good every time. And it was
Yeah.
like, oh, shit, I didn't think about that. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but
Or
you
you
do keep seeing things, and you get more and more woke to.
Dude, that is the
yeah.
last time I watched the movie so many times.
It's great.
when it does that impression, and it's like I said, a Live, Die, Repeat movie. We've seen this over and over.
But the thing with let's add that to the equation of Boss Level and Freeguy. Like, what's the biggest difference between the Tom Cruise one and these ones? You know.
I think stakes. Like,
But-
it feels.
So with if you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow, like, it's about Tom Cruise trying to get out of the military, more or less, like this war. He's just a press type of figure.
Yeah, he's
but
been
he's a high-ranking like official in the army, but he's not.
He works in PR, yeah.
Exactly. He's got like promotions, but he hasn't seen battle at all, and he's the biggest coward ever. and he's just he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
I guess he's Tom Cruise, and it just goes to he gets this sort of condition or thing where every time he dies, he wakes up in the same spot again.
Yeah. Now I remember why he gets it as well.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
like because that's the stakes of that movie. It's his evolution from Tom Cruise to badass.
Yeah.
And just like you get to see that in almost every stage of it.
Now I remember why I like that movie more than anything we've seen so far.
Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Yes.
But also, no, just kidding.
What?
Her name is also Emily.
Yeah. I got it.
Whatever her name is. Clark. No, shit. Yeah, whatever. Vanessa Carlton. That was her name. It's
Okay.
not even the
No,
same. No,
no.
not even.
Totally
But
not there.
But my brain was like, I got the making my way downtown, dying around.
Tom Cruise song.
I'm homebound. I don't know. But what I love about that movie, though, is how he gets the ability to live, die, repeat.
Yes.
And why they were losing. Like, it all gets explained once you understand that part, which I like.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't understand the science, but
No.
you buy it.
And more you start realizing the higher stakes that
Yeah.
are involved, and
And you care about him
yeah.
eventually. You
Yes.
don't care about him at all in the beginning.
No.
Because he's such a fucking... But,
Again, that's why it's okay for him to die.
yeah.
Which is, I think, that's an important part in one of these stories, I guess. Like, because you can't have a really likable character die, because that would just suck every time.
Yeah.
But when he's sort of a little bit douchey and then more and more gets redeemed, I guess, or whatever.
And also he builds relationships with people, but they forget him. You know, like that also kind
Isn't
of...
it funny how long it takes for douchebags to realize they're douchebags? Wouldn't that happen after the first time they die? How egotistical are you?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you get like your life flashing before your eyes when you die the first time and then just realize I've wasted my whole life and then change? No?
Nope. It
No.
took about 245 times in this other movie.
Exactly.
Uh,
It's interesting. Yes. No, but it's really interesting actually comparing like all those three movies that are more or less based on the same story,
Same fucking thing.
but very, very different movies.
Yeah, and you have like...
Like three very distinct separate movies. Like apart from the live, die, repeat
Yeah,
premise.
And I think that's also one more thing about a Free Guy. There are no stakes. Like, I never care
No.
about them succeeding, really.
Not at
like,
all.
At all. Like, I really enjoyed it from the beginning. Like, it's very strong. It's got you. But you don't really care about how it ends up. You know, like, it's not like, oh, my God, it's a nail biter.
No.
It really isn't.
Yeah,
Like,
it was really. I think probably that's where I sort of dropped it when they revealed the whole thing.
Yeah, what was
Like
going
when-
on. And,
yeah.
I think so, too. Like,
It's
it
like,
just became anticlimactic. You know,
yeah,
like, you know, like,
it's like, so what are the stakes? Like, exactly
Yeah.
that. Whereas in Edge of Tomorrow, the stakes just get higher with every time he sort of respawns. And with, I think,
And also-
similarly
and
in
also-
Boss Level, like, kind of.
but
Because it gets-
it does like it happens. The thing that they say will happen happens, but then there are like it really doesn't.
Yeah, they don't focus in on it, making it a big stake.
No, but it's not a stake because he gets to come back. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah. I
as
mean, he
long
can
as he
always-
dies, it resets.
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it really like the only thing that could kill everything does not work. Like,
Yeah.
because when he dies, it resets, which
Yeah.
I can buy as well. But we needed stakes.
Yeah.
And we did not have stakes here either.
No.
But they do, like, it's entertaining. And,
But they
and-
do introduce stakes towards the end. Like,
Yeah,
which
but then
we kind
he's
of
always able
predicted anyways.
to. Yeah,
but-
exactly. But and
again,
also
we made
he-
this movie.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of that movie is
Mhm.
that you feel like you could have made this, you know, a bit better or worse, you know.
Yeah.
But this could be a movie script at least to that level.
Yeah.
Like with the right people, you could have made this movie.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I think the
Hey,
genre,
would the fights be as good? Maybe not.
eh,
but you could definitely sort of in theory make this movie.
Yeah.
You know. That's about as far as I would.
But that's also something that I really, really enjoy. Like, especially the opening of Boss Level, having him narrate through. Like,
Dude,
oh,
I
here we
think
go
that is
again.
one of the
like,
strongest
this thing, that thing, and he's just so casual about like. So, yeah, let's spoil a little bit of the beginning because it's the beginning.
just the
part of
beginning.
it.
Yeah,
So he gets
you
he
come
gets
in.
woken up by a hitman
Yeah,
chopping a fucking machete through his bed, more or
Yeah,
less.
above
Like
his
he's-
head,
Yeah, he's
basically.
trying to chop his head off, and that's where it starts.
yeah, and you get to know that it's the 143rd time that he is attacked.
Yeah.
or like the
The 100 and something. At least.
43
Yeah.
deaths, something like that. Yeah.
So already, and then he's narrating through this whole thing, and he's so casual when he is doing this fight choreography.
Yeah, he's making coffee and shit, you know, because
Yeah.
he's like
he's hungover, he's tired, and he's just like he can't like seriously can't give a fuck, and he's doing it so well, and that choreography looked really cool.
It's
like he
yeah,
pulls it
it's
off
believable.
with the whole.
and he doesn't even like the best thing is that he never looks at his assailant in
Yeah.
that way where they're like we're gonna fight. No, because he's done this fight 140 something
He just
times.
knows everything.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
making coffee. He's like, this is gonna come. This you got to move a bit to the right.
Yeah.
Make coffee. Look out the window. Oh, whoop,
Yeah,
dup,
oh, here
and
we
he does
go.
it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that, and
Yeah.
that is something.
But
that
he's
I
a
really,
terrible narrator.
Yes.
Like there is no like sympathy points. He never gets like the voice never gets emotional.
He's
when
no
it
Morgan
should-
Freeman. Let's
He's
just
no
put
Morgan
it.
Freeman. Yeah.
But in that sense, like that whole thing is something that I love with these types of movies.
Yeah.
The whole, I know nothing, but now I am God level because
Yeah.
I can do this infinite amount of times, just like Groundhog Day. I think that pulls it off perfectly, where
Yeah.
he's just like,
But he's fucking a good narrator though.
But he
Like,
doesn't
and
narrate.
No. But when he talks, like
Mm.
it's Bill Murray.
Of
Like
course.
he is the master of just talking to himself,
Yeah,
basically, or
yeah.
doing things. You know, like
But he's like continuously
Yeah.
counting down, and he's just like, all right, I'm gonna get this money, and he's like 5, 6, car, 7, 8, this
Mhm.
thing, blah blah blah, drops the thing, I'm ship, and takes the money,
Mhm.
and then it's like, watch out for this car, and then just walks away. Like it's perfect, but he's just like, you can tell that he's just been studying and studying and studying like billions of times, and that's when he eventually even says that I think I'm God. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, well, I can't fucking die. I know everything. Oh yeah. By the way, in 3, 2, 1, pa-ching, that thing goes, and yeah, it's such a great
such
movie.
a great movie. Yeah.
I love it.
I haven't
need
seen
to-
it.
Yeah,
in
I was
a
just
while.
I was
yeah.
just thinking, I haven't seen it in forever. Need to watch it. Wonder if it's on Netflix. Anyways, Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. Starting to slur. Here we go.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, British Groundhog Day. What else do we have to say about originality? Like, the whole point of this episode
Yeah,
was...
but I think just like
Actually, the point was that we were going to watch Freeguy and
Yeah.
compare it to Boss Level. And then originality sort of came
because it feels like
from that
Yeah.
idea. So,
because I feel that we are all kind of limiting ourselves in that sense that we think we need to recreate like a concept or
Yeah.
something.
you need to be original,
Yeah,
you know.
but
What does that even mean?
then again, you know, like we live in the world of remakes,
Mm-hmm.
and we all enjoy these, you know, like Live Die Repeat, the making of a hero or whatever the fuck, the hero just journey.
Every
you know?
Marvel movie.
Like every Marvel movie, like
oh, yeah.
those numbers don't lie, and it's not like there's no other movies released. There are so many movies released nowadays,
mm-hmm.
you know, and like these work. And if you take whatever one you enjoy, you don't have to care about anyone else and what they care about.
No.
And you just need to like focus in on the one thing that you like and enjoy, add the other shit that you truly enjoy, and then just create whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't have to, you know, ever see the light of day, but, you know, if you keep working on it, eventually it won't be that Marvel movie that you liked. It won't be that Live Die Repeat story that you read or saw.
No.
It will never stay the same. As long as you keep adding other ingredients to it, it'll turn into something that will be perceived as original within that concept, you know?
But speaking of Marvel movies, like Thor Ragnarok, I think is a great example of this. That's just the director making like his dream project, more or less, having these awesome characters to work with, but then making like this
Still making it.
comic book, video game, space opera, Jeff Goldblum going crazy type movie.
Yeah.
Like it's such a great
and if you think about like
fucking
the
movie.
like the movies that came before, he could have gotten stuck to those, like that type of feel,
Yeah, that narrative.
that
or-
narrative. But he took what was essential to the story,
Mhm.
and then he made it better. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and just made it fun.
It made it a lot more fun.
And it's
'Cause-
such a great visual ride
It
as
is.
well.
It is.
I
And-
love like all of the wide shots that you get in that movie are amazing. Like the one that stands out to me is when he's getting chased by the dragon in the beginning of the movie. He's flying and it's just like it looks like a video game, side scroller video game, and you just have this dragon like catching up to him slowly. Beautiful. Like it's such a great visual. And so many of those things in that movie that just make it so unique and perfect. But it is just a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? It's still the same, the hero's journey. Again,
Yeah.
like going from not so good to better. Like,
And
that's
again,
it.
like heist movies.
Yeah.
Who didn't
Oh,
enjoy a good heist
I
movie as
love
a
heist
kid?
movies.
Heist movies are
Ocean's 11
fun.
is
Ocean's
amazing.
11.
12, 13
I'm thinking like Heat was a heist movie.
Yeah. Heat. It's
Really
amazing.
good. Yeah, fuck. I watched that one on repeat as well when it came out.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, yeah.
Apparently, that documentary is supposed to be good. I don't know if you've
Okay.
heard of it. It's on Prime. It's like Val
Sounds-
Kilmer's own thing
Okay,
with a lot
cool.
of.
Oh yeah, I
own
know which one
footage.
this is. Yeah,
Val,
yeah.
I
He's
think it's
been
called.
he's been filming his career like for years.
And it's narrated by his son because he
Okay.
can't talk well anymore.
Okay,
He had throat
because of the
cancer.
thing, yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard. It's
Yeah, I've
supposed to
heard
be
really good things about
Mhm.
it as well.
Val on Prime.
Mhm.
But yeah, Heat. So many good heist
Dude, but
movies.
just all that, like
Like-
all the adventure matinee thing, like the Indiana Jones stuff.
I was just
like,
thinking Indiana Jones.
like
yeah.
all those, like we just want to see that over and over. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
a fun
So,
adventure.
A fun adventure. Like the Mummy is basically a homage to
Dude.
Indiana Jones.
And I love The Mummy. Like it's
I thought I did as well, and then I rewatched it, and it wasn't all that great. But for the time,
for me, it's almost become better with age. Like it's just like
no.
because it became bad, but then after all the shit that's come after it, including all of the sequels,
Oh yeah. Boo.
but going back and watching that first
Chocolate
one,
Jet Li.
yeah,
Mhm.
why?
Why that? Yeah. I was
But-
so excited for that one.
I mean, of course, the CG is like really not dated well, but it's not that bad.
That's not my problem.
But
yeah.
I think the story is great. Brendan Fraser is awesome. The characters are great. I love like everything about it. It's like the better version of Jungle Cruise.
I haven't seen Jungle
There you go.
Cruise, but yeah, but Jungle Cruise is another example of the same fucking thing.
Yeah. No,
done
that
again.
is a reskin
yeah,
of
dude,
the Mummy.
Dude, unfortunately, yeah, these suck.
Yeah.
And yours could maybe be the one that does not. You know?
Exactly. Yes.
And it's just never be afraid to, get inspired, by the things that you love. Because you bring a fresh perspective to a drawing, to a character, to, whatever else it is you do. And the more you sort of do it, the more originality and the more of you can add to it. Because, our first drawings are never that good. Like when we all start off, like, I'm going to be a great artist. And the first thing you put down on paper, is a very unoriginal thing.
No.
But then you keep working on it. And, you start sort of like as your visual library and all your experiences sort of grow, so does, whatever the fuck you put out. And eventually you'll be putting out stuff that feel boring to you, but then you have people like Simon Stålenhag, for example, Swedish artist that does these like rural Swedish sort of places with sci-fi elements to
So
them.
beautiful. I love
And
it.
now that's a Prime show.
Yeah.
What was that one called though? Do you remember what it was called?
Nope.
Neither do I. But yeah, he's a great artist. He draws these like boring Swedish, like sort of like
Landscapes.
yeah,
And then just adds a sci-fi element to it. And with this sort
and
of
I'm not saying that the paintings
stranger
are
thing.
boring.
No, they're
I'm
beautiful.
just talking about like the landscape in itself wouldn't be that like, oh, there's a little Swedish house with like some forest. It's beautiful in that sense, but it's not like, oh my God, this is such a great, place. I want to paint this. Like most of us probably wouldn't.
No.
But he does something to that, and that's what makes it original. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we've all seen the boring landscapes, the ones that you see at sort of like sale or like when you go to like a
Antique shop.
dude, yes, and you see like a million of these.
Yeah.
Like someone painted, some water, some trees, some fucking this, some fucking that, like houses and shit. And you're like, yeah, they're not bad, but they're not interesting either. But then you have Stolen Hog sort of like taking, the stuff that we grew up with the ice cream truck and, and he adds, like a dinosaur to it, Swedish police car, and, like something else that is
he has
crazy.
this ability to tap into nostalgia in a perfect way.
Without taking, like classical IPs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
he's not like grabbing, Mighty Ducks or,
He makes his own thing.
yeah, he
out of
takes
it. Like,
subtle things.
So actually, I'm interested to see the show. Like, what is it?
I heard that it's very sort of slow and heavy and
Yeah.
sort of like
Well,
it is. It's
probably imitates the images, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And it's called. Fuck, I have it at the like.
Skymningsland.
But dude, but it's
yeah.
it's something different. But yeah.
Well,
but
doesn't
it's
matter.
like taking something normal and then twisting it up a bit is sometimes just enough because
that's
no one did that before,
No.
and he did it. So now it's his original idea.
Mhm.
And it's like, but he just draws Swedish landscapes with sci-fi.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's enough. Like that is good enough.
exactly. That's all you need.
You don't need anything. Like it doesn't have to. Like original ideas don't like you think it's something spectacular. But no. You just need to take two things that didn't belong together.
Put them yeah,
together and
there
like,
you go.
wow, I actually never fucking considered this.
Mac and cheese.
Cheese, yeah. and dude, and I don't remember who did this, what the artist's name was, but he took game consoles and he opened them up, like, when he was drawing, and put organs in them. So he made like the PlayStation controller, but it's like
But
the
with
skeleton
living-
and organs in it,
Oh,
and
okay.
like it had guts and shit. It's
Awesome.
such a fucking great piece, and I saw them on like one of these like computer game. I love games or whatever retro thingy exhibitions at the Technical Museum of something, whatever it's called in Sweden. Tekniska. There, that's what it's called. Trying to translate it, but
Yeah.
awesome.
Cool.
And they had, like he had the PlayStation with the same type of thing, like tons of consoles, like with the same treatment. Like,
Awesome.
sometimes you just don't need much more than that.
No.
Such a great idea to put like organs like it's a living thing, but it's
Like, how original is the idea? But it is such an original idea.
it's such an
Like,
original idea. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can sit almost like pretty much the same thing when you're just standing there looking at that blank piece of
Mhm.
paper. Like, it's that the fear of even thinking of an original idea, like the thought of having to think of something original is going to be too overpowering to even have you start thinking.
Yeah.
And you're just going to stop before you even start.
You even start to think about
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Which is why I say, if you're getting stuck, start something new. Like, I have 3 different stories now that I'm writing. I haven't finished any of those,
Yeah. But you have
but
them
I'm
ongoing,
still going. Like,
yeah. You
because
can jump in between. Yeah.
because now I'm going back to the first one that I started that I haven't been writing on for months and months and months. But it's because now I've started seeing stuff that I'm like, ooh, I could definitely use something like that. That's cool. That's a good idea. Like, actually, a lot spawned after seeing the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad. And just like, ooh, that's the tone. Like, ooh, I really love that. And that got me back into the mindset, and so and so and so. Like, so again, like all of my projects, it's just me being not original at all, just stealing what I love about the stuff that I love.
But when you retold the story to me, it didn't feel like any of those movies. You know what I mean?
No,
It has the classical sort of things from these movies, but I didn't like, this is Predator. You know what I mean? Or this is Demon Knight. Or this is, whatever
Well,
the
of course
fuck
not.
it is.
It shouldn't
No,
be.
and it won't be. That's
But
the thing.
it's my interpretation of the movie
Exactly.
Predator, or which movie it was. Like, and that's going to be different for each and every one of us, like, listening to this. It's even if we see the same movie, we're going to interpret it just slightly different.
Dude, we like, if you think about, like, color grading, style of telling a story, style, like a visual style, like, all these things are going to be so different from the way that you would sort of, let's use drawing because it's easier to understand.
Yeah.
But the way that you would draw a story and how I would draw the story, they would be so vastly different.
Yes.
I have my preferences. You have your preferences.
You would go Freeguy. I would go Boss Level.
I would never go Freeguy. But yes.
Yeah,
And-
but I mean,
yeah, so telling the same
Yeah.
story and just taking these 4 movies that we've mentioned, like Free Guy, Groundhog Day, Boss Level, and Edge of Tomorrow, like all
they're all the
uniquely
same.
different.
Yeah,
all
but-
uniquely different.
Yeah.
One has fucking aliens in it.
yeah,
Has nothing to do with the others,
exactly.
One is in a video game.
Yeah, one is stuck in a town.
One is stuck in a fucking town.
Yeah.
Just because he's an ass. And
Yeah, pretty much. I guess, like, we
Yeah.
just need to make
you're
you
a
not...
cunt, so
yeah.
you're going to be stuck here until you realize,
He goes from a cunt to a penis. Like,
yeah, he does not
no,
change
I mean,
a lot.
a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Terrible
Anyways.
analogy.
Yeah, still fun.
But no
But
buts.
so extremely different,
So extremely different.
but still
Point
the
being.
same seed, the same
Don't use C when you've said penis.
semen. I
please.
mean, yes,
Thank
the
you.
same piece of semen, just spawning.
These
different.
4 different. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually a very good analogy.
Yeah,
How?
quintuplets. No, okay. Yeah,
Wow.
we took it too far.
Too far.
Always.
I love this we thing. I
The
didn't
we.
do anything.
I always say we.
Nintendo Wii.
It's because
you
I
son
need
of a
Wii.
bitch. Eh?
Yeah, I need to piss. Yeah. All right. So I think we're kind of
Yeah, we're
finished
kinda
with
good.
this.
You ruined it.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course I did. That's my job.
I got a bad taste in my mouth.
But if you are afraid of not having an original idea, if you're out there sitting alone, don't be afraid of that.
Don't give a
That
shit. yeah.
original idea is never going to be original if
I-
you like, depending on the way you think.
I don't like what he said.
No, I don't like the way
I would
think.
say
Yeah. It's all
if
original.
if you're sitting there drawing or don't know what to draw, grab whatever the fuck you can as reference.
Hashtag me
Start
too.
there and just go with that. You
Yeah.
know, forget everything about originality or anything. Just take something that inspires you, start there, just start scratching down something, and that'll sort of like grow into its own.
Yeah.
And if you really don't want people to see where you got your idea, get something entirely different that also inspires you and mix them.
Or
and
just
it-
make it pink.
Or make it pink, yeah.
Yep.
You
That
can't
always
go
works.
wrong with me. Like if it's, yeah,
A pink predator.
a pink predator.
That would be amazing.
Pink predator. Pink predator. Pink predator. Let's move on.
Moving
Thank
on,
you.
moving on.
That was very good. Great joke. Ba-dum-bum-psh.
So Toolies.
Toolies.
Uh,
So that was a girl in our class named Tulia.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was her name.
Yeah.
Was that her name?
I think I actually.
Tulia. I don't remember. But Tulia.
Tulia.
Tulia. I don't remember. I don't remember. I
thought
saw
you
her
meant-
sister though.
I thought you meant Tulin. Thank you, Tulin.
No. No. Toolies. Oh my god. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tools.
Nope.
No.
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 Tools.
Tools. We're never gonna get a sponsor.
No. So I've been working on the poster that I got commissioned, and it's been so much fun. It has, but it's taking a lot longer than I originally thought it was going to.
Mhm.
So, pretty much like I told you, it's actually costing me money rather than making me money at this point.
Told you, bitch.
Yeah, but that's what happens. And it was actually 5 generations of females, not 4. So I needed to get another face in the layout of this painting, and that sort of it throwed me off a little bit. And that took a little bit longer, and then me not actually having drawn this way in a very, very long time also makes everything take much longer. And like you so very, very nicely say, it's because I become more sort of detailed oriented and I do a lot better stuff now. I think that's all bullshit and just you being nice. But
nope.
I've just become extremely slow. So I've gotten kind of halfway. So I have the rest to finish tomorrow. But I did get a day off tomorrow, and so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. The only bad thing about this is that I'm using the I keep wanting to say I keep wanting to say Strathmore for some stupid reason, but I'm using a Bristol board paper, so it's a very, very thick piece of paper or a very, very thin piece of cardboard, all white, and it's very sort of, it's not glossy but super smooth, so it's perfect for doing like line art stuff on it. But what I realized was that it really just eats up all of my Copic markers. So whenever I just refill the marker and I'm trying to just, make just a base layer on a face, I need to refill that marker twice to just do the one face. And it's not that big. I'm working on A3 if I didn't say it. So that's something different, and it really takes you out of it when you're like in the zone and you're like painting, but then you have to keep refilling the fucking marker you're using constantly. It's a pain in the ass. But I'm doing it my old school way, so pretty much what I'm doing is I'm sketching it out with my red mechanical pen, just basic sketch, marking out sort of the shadow lines and stuff with a very, very fine liner, black fine liner. Erase the red, but keep a little bit there just for texture, and then go over all that with Copics. And then towards the very end, I'm going to go over everything with the fine liner again, just polish some stuff, and then add the white highlights. And that's the basic thing. And that's what I've been doing, whenever we've been drawing. When I do my portraits, that's what I used to do. And it's a really quick and easy process. But also what is taking so extremely long is that I don't know any of these people, and they are actual people sort of in my vicinity. So I'm just taking a lot longer sketching up the faces because, well, one of the faces in the poster is somebody that I will be seeing multiple times. And it's stressing me out. It's like, if I'm just doing a famous person, they're not going to come to my house, or I'm not going to see them in my shop.
They didn't pay you.
Exactly. But here it's it needs to look like the person and that person's mom and little sister and daughter, and
sometimes you just gotta say no.
But yeah, so, well, it took me a while, and then I just said, fuck it. I can only do this as well as I can. It'll be what it is. And
dude, I've seen people that suck at drawing, and they've made people happy with their portraits.
There you go.
And it's not to shit on anyone else, but there's levels to this shit, and you are not, starting out.
I'm not shit level.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah,
but
but still, I mean, that's always there.
Because I remember selling some shit. When you see it afterwards, you're like, how did I sell this? Why did anyone buy this? But they're happy.
Yeah, they got it.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully finishing it tomorrow and getting it over and done with. And then Well, I mean, if she doesn't like it, I still get to hurt this girl. So, man, that
Which
sounds so wrong.
Great.
Yeah.
When
no.
you're a tattoo artist.
Yeah. No, we're gonna save. She's got a back piece, and we're gonna save that, and it's gonna become so fucking awesome. Like, yeah. You'll see. Stay tuned to the Instagram. But that's
Yeah.
the only thing that I've actually been doing this week, apart from the tattooing stuff. Tattooing is kind of slowing down, I feel. Like, I thought it was going to pick up after vacation, but it feels like it's slowing down a little bit. So
Gotta start with those Christmas things, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta tie in Inktober with this so you can kind of do like a really, really fun thing. That would actually be pretty cool.
I wanted to do that last year,
Mm-hmm.
but it sort of just got out of hand.
Come on,
I
bro.
just wanted to finish the Inktober
Yeah.
rather than do cool.
No. I mean,
pieces.
you do tattoos as Inktober.
Oh, that's what you meant.
You do small tattoos that are not for free, but I don't know, like mostly like
But
$1,000.
I've got vacation in
No, you don't.
October.
No, you don't.
It's my
No, you
first
don't. No,
vacation
you
in 3
don't.
years.
No, you
So
don't.
this year
No,
I'm
you
probably not gonna do Inktober.
Dude, fuck
be honest.
vacation. Just do Inktober. It's good for you.
I just
Publicity.
realized.
Yeah.
Or I'll do all of them in a week.
Yeah.
There
There we go. 31 days.
Yeah,
Good.
in a week.
Like,
Yeah. Fantastic.
it would be cool if February was Inktober. Like, Finktober.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, because then I would actually have time, because nobody gets tattoos in February. It actually is that way. So, like, for any of you tattooers out there or like newbies, February, that's when you want your vacation. Take it from me, trust me. January, February, that's when you want to go.
And on the subject of tools, remember when I bought this Lamy CP1 reservoir pen, like a really thin one, like black, heavy? I bought that one years ago for about $75.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah.
700
Yeah,
Swedish
that's
crowns.
the one that I thought it was. And
Yes.
Mhm.
I lost it, and I bought another one,
Yeah.
and I found the old one yesterday.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
In my pens. Where I looked for it.
Ding.
Son of a bitch. But yes, I fucking found it.
So it's like in your pen case.
In one of those pen things, yeah, that I have.
You suck.
So,
Dude.
dude, I looked for it. I took them out one by one. I don't know how I missed it. But
Yeah,
now
but
I
that's-
have two. So
but
now I have.
That's a thing. Like, you
So-
can never find what you're looking for. That's my thing.
Dude, yes.
But all right, so are you gonna sell it, or like what's the, or is it too old to sell? Maybe.
No,
Like,
no. It's,
I mean,
like,
one
I
of
think
those
it costs
is-
like 590 crowns still.
Yeah.
So,
So you can probably get like at least 400, or like
I'm not gonna sell it.
no,
I'm just gonna fill it up and I'll have two of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Super fancy pen.
maybe start drawing with both hands.
Both hands.
Yeah, make
It's
a
like
Karl
it has such a
Kopinski
nice, like it's so nice. Like I've started sketching with it, like my thumbnails for the what the fuck is it called? The Olpa stuff, because that's about all the drawing that I've done are just like tiny doodles.
But you are drawing.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I had it here, but it's such a nice pen though. Like it's, but I don't know, like the weight that it has is so like it
I
feels.
remember the weight.
Yeah,
Like
it's just
to this day, I've only touched it the one time.
the one. I mean, you
But, yeah,
remember it
it's
somewhat,
heavy,
yeah, right?
Like
yeah,
it
it's-
just feels
but it is-
expensive.
yeah, but I mean, just like it doesn't feel heavy that it bothers you or like,
No,
oh, this is just.
it's like good
It's just
weight.
yeah, it just
You're
feels
like,
weighted. So if you want one, you can have one. But
I mean, I'm not gonna
I-
use it. I'm not gonna
yeah,
use it.
but I just started sketching with it again, and I don't even remember what kind of ink I have in it, but it just feels so nice. So now I've started using it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna start using this.
Yeah.
Especially
I
now
to
that
learn calligraphy more, though. That's something that
this
I
is
wanted.
not one of those. Like this is super thin. Like
Yeah.
unless you're gonna write like really thin letters.
Well, yeah. No,
no, you're
no.
not.
It's better it goes to somebody that will actually use it.
But if you want to look it up, it's the Lamy CP1 reservoir pen with a fine tip.
There you
Is
go.
everything else sucks.
And that's an actual tool for y'all.
Exactly, y'all. And also, there is a chrome tip and a black tip. I have both.
Goddamn racist. Yeah.
No, I have both. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, bro.
Black or silver, Elias.
Chrome.
Chrome.
Black
goddamn.
or chrome.
Macaulay
Chrome dome.
Culkin. All right, retro. Let's go.
Macromie Culkin.
Let's fucking go.
Macromie Culkin.
We need to go.
Come on.
How many
And we're
hours?
back.
What
Too
is it?
many.
3, 4, 15 hours?
1 hour and 30.
Ooh, damn.
And we did derail with those movies.
And it felt like forever.
Yep.
Yeah, it really
and
did.
we're back.
We're back.
And it's retro time. And today on the Sketchbook Heroes podcast, we're going to be talking about...
What if...
What if what, Robert?
What if...
Marvel made a show that was called What, If, based off the comics What If.
But it needs to be the dot and question mark.
Question mark, yeah.
So it's like, what if... I've
Captain-
actually been practicing saying that at home.
That is dorky.
Yeah.
And we should not talk about it.
Like, how do you actually say it? Because everybody's like,
How do you
Marvel's
have-
what if?
Yeah. How do you have a girlfriend? It's just like, I can see her. You're just like at home, like, what if? Dot. Like in your mind, you're like, dot.
What if?
Yeah. And she's just
what
like,
if?
I can see her just like wake up, come
What
into the living room, and
if?
just back in, and just like, I'm just gonna sleep for a couple more hours. Just like, fuck this
I'm
guy.
actually doing this in bed, so
Okay. So she just like,
yeah. She just takes it. I'm like, what if? No. Yeah.
what if I dumped you?
Pretty
if
much.
you don't stop that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that is pretty much what we have
Scene?
seen this week. I haven't actually watched.
I
that
saw Free Guy.
much.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, we saw Free Guy. I'm just trying to think if I saw.
I started Rurouni Kenshin.
I actually.
I actually got them recommended from someone else as well
Oh, you did.
that I also don't trust. So now I have two people that suck telling me to watch it. So, maybe.
And I feel like I've cheated because
You saw the last one.
no, I saw Bill and Ted 3.
You're a whore.
Yeah, that's what I
Terrible
mean.
whore. But it's
Yeah.
fine because we've dragged it on.
Yeah,
too
I
long.
know.
And I saw Hot Shots.
And
so
I couldn't help. Like,
nah. But you didn't see the second one.
no, I didn't see the second one, but
don't
I
wanna see
got
that
the
one.
third one.
Now that you've done that, I can just like, ugh.
It was great, to be honest. I really, really, really enjoyed Bill and Ted 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
because the first
I
one
thought
we
it was
saw
gonna be
weird.
it was gonna be like the
first
shittiest of shit movies. It wasn't at all expensive. I think I bought it on PlayStation Store
Mhm.
or Network. But dude, it was like very emotional. It was well made. The story is really good. It
Tubular.
yeah, it's actually impressive what they managed to do with that movie. So we need to see
This
this.
many years, like,
So
after?
because I really need to see it again for sure.
no, you don't.
Yeah, but I also want to rewatch the second one. So we need to see Bill and Ted 2 and then 3 eventually. But yeah, I couldn't stand it any longer. It popped up in the PlayStation thingy. I just had to see it. So I'm sorry, but not sorry.
It's fine.
So that's what I've seen. And what if?
Dork.
Yeah, I'm so tired.
You should have seen the satisfaction on his stupid face.
It was genuine.
I know. And that's
Like,
what makes.
if?
So we start off with Twitter. Twitter sucks. You all should die. On the other hand, though, What If was surprisingly good because they
Right?
use something that I hate
Yep.
wholeheartedly, and it's this like
2D,
3D with a 2D sort of skin on.
Yeah.
And they do it well.
Yeah.
Which kind of made me happy.
The only thing that bothered me was sort of the rouge on her cheeks.
Oh yeah.
It just
Weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe it's like an old thing, like a 60s thing. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm trying to sort of connect it to.
But it's
like,
not even
oldies.
60s, 50, 40.
It's 40s.
40s, yeah,
Yeah,
because it's the World War. Yeah,
43.
Second World War. So,
40, yeah,
So-
starts out 43.
yeah,
Mm.
42. Cool. I don't remember.
Not the movie.
I don't remember. The movie starts off.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So it's already begun, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
we're smack in the middle. But yeah,
Smacking
so
Nazis.
well, I guess spoiler if you haven't seen Marvel's What If, we're gonna be trying to do this episodically. So every week we'll be talking about the next
nothing
episode. Interesting
will drop after this.
No, like
So if you want to opt out right now and watch What If, or pause this and watch it,
then go do it.
And I'm not going to say anything really to spoil this.
No.
I think I'm just mainly going to try to keep it light and what I like about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that much to talk about other than we have a new Marvel thing, and what do we think about it?
Yeah.
More or less. If you're still listening and you don't want to watch the thing, it's just what if Agent Carter, stepped in and became sort of the Captain America because Steve didn't do it.
Yeah, because reasons.
Yeah. And it's super interesting. And it's like, it's so plausible. Like, it just works. The whole story, I think, is great. She works perfectly as
I like her.
This badass Cap chick, or whatever.
And it feels genuine. Like you get the Marvel thing with
again, it's the heart. Like
there's some heart to it, and you believe it. The stupid 3D thing that actually works here.
It sells it.
It works. The emotion on their faces. Yeah, like you don't focus too much on it.
No.
It looks wonky at like sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly in the fighting that it looks weird. Like in some movements when you see them sort of.
It feels a little bit sort of strained
or like
stiff,
something stiff. Yeah, exactly. But all in all, it is way better than I expected this to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a lot of really good things here. And I think story-wise is probably the biggest win for me because, like, well, we knew that this was going to be an episode. Like, they announced all of these, or not all of them, but you could see it in the trailer. And you're like, well, like, yeah, I want to see it, but how interesting is it going to be? Or, like, how...
I wonder if this is more like Love, Death, and Robots. Not that they're going to change the art style, but the stories are just going to be unrelated. You know what I mean? Or is it going to be this like related thing? Because I'm not familiar with
they've
What
actually gone out and said that some of these episodes are going to be playing a big role in the upcoming
multiverse?
MCU, like the real life movies. So we're maybe going to be seeing Peggy Carter as this character.
Yes, please.
IRL.
Yes, please, because there's room. Like we do have a
They have the
Cap,
TV,
and we have.
They have the TV show with, like, I guess, Carter, like that character. So she hasn't really been left on the sidelines because the fans really loved Agent Carter. So that became its own thing.
But wasn't Agent Carter in
the first Cap? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm trying to think. Isn't Agent Carter also the lady in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Isn't she Carter? That lady, the blonde lady.
That's
Is that
her niece.
Niece. Ah, okay.
So they're related, but yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, like, I really don't have anything bad to say about the episode. I kind of feel like Red Skull wasn't really a predominant baddie in it. Like, he kind of got second seat.
But I think that's the point here. Like,
he
never becomes he never becomes
Carter.
what he does become.
Yeah.
In this universe, something happens, you know, and
it's so cool. Like,
so I like it.
That simple thing just sort of saved a lot.
Yeah.
And also even that bombastic end, like, it was a little bit stupid, her pushing that thing in again, but I still bought it. Like,
I didn't care. I didn't care.
No,
like, you can't. Like, that's the thing. You can't question everything because then
it's a comic book, you know.
Yeah, but also, like, in movies, like, if you question it's okay when things are like blatantly wrong and annoying, but you can't, like, if you go looking for problems, you know, where there really isn't, it's all gonna suck. You know what I mean? Like, it's all gonna be a massive disappointment if you want to nitpick things, you know. And I feel that as long as the story kind of progresses in a way where it doesn't break the illusion for you, or like it doesn't take you out of it, and you start thinking logically. You know, like I'm fine. Like,
yeah.
If they do weird shit where I'm like,
When they lose you.
yeah,
Yeah, but kind of like Free Guy for me. Like when that happened and I realized that shit, I'd zoned out for a bit.
yeah,
It just made me so disappointed in the movie. So that made it spiral even more. And I'm like, God, fuck. Like I got genuinely upset that a movie made me feel that way, kind of, because I love all types of movies, and it just felt so wrong. But yeah, again, this episode.
DC. Oh shit!
Well,
I got something in my throat.
Yeah, no, you need to see the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I'll see
Rectify.
this. I have it on Friday. I'm seeing it on
Oh,
Friday.
really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, so we can talk about that next
My
week.
neighbor is inviting me for helping him with some stuff.
Fantastic. Good neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. So far, I am genuinely just very, very interested in seeing what's gonna come next in the
Dude,
Marvel
I'm just
What If.
looking forward to the character twists here.
Yeah.
Like,
Next, you know what next week is gonna be?
I haven't looked anything up. Never. Like, it's like you said, there's a new, what's that awesome new Marvel movie coming out? The
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, yeah. Like that one, you just told me there's a new trailer. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen as much as I need to see.
Yeah.
Like,
Same.
you got me.
Same.
I don't need no teaser trailers. I don't need no extended trailers. I've seen what I need.
And it's always like the further along you go with these trailers, the more you're gonna get spoiled from the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think Marvel's gotten pretty good at misleading us.
Oh, yeah.
Because they fucking edit the trailers.
now they know what we're doing.
Yeah, so they
Oh, yeah.
they mislead us
They're playing
on
the
purpose.
game.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking deep. I'm just like, because they stand like a way that they wouldn't stand because
Yeah.
like someone's photoshopped that or like CGI'd out of the fucking thing. You're like,
Yeah.
So not even gonna try.
But that is.
But I don't need. I don't want to. I want the surprise.
Yeah, and that's in September.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
yeah. So we're gonna finish off the What If, and then Shang-Chi, and what's after that? I don't know.
Multiverse
Eternals?
of Madness.
I think Eternals is after that.
Okay,
Angelina
yeah.
and all of those.
Not excited.
No, I don't think anybody is, which is why I am excited.
Yeah, maybe
because
yeah.
it could be
But I
this
think
totally.
just go in with low expectations. It can only
Yeah.
get better.
Yeah, like we said, we talked about this last week, but like, you know how we set the bar for the show, where we dig it, we dig it down beneath
Just
the ground.
Beneath the ground.
Yeah.
That's where you set the.
That's the bar. Like that's where you need to set
You
it.
just place the bar
Yeah.
down on the ground. Like there's a thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it
no,
down here.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be better.
Yeah. So as long as you have the bar set, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, next week I'm not gonna spoil it for you then.
Yeah, don't because I
I'm
didn't even know they announced.
super excited. And well, when you hear this, that one has already aired, so you know which one it is. But I'm so excited to see this character come sort of back in this way. Like it'll be super cool to see. But yeah, fuck, I haven't seen more than that. I haven't played anything. I haven't done shit. Do you have anything more retro?
No, I've seen less than you have.
There you go. But you will be seeing the Suicide Squad.
I will.
Then let's talk about that next week. And maybe spoil some stuff because now it's been long
I
enough.
haven't seen the first one, so.
There you go. Well,
And I probably won't. Oh shit! Sorry.
that's all right.
Uh,
But yeah, we'll see. Maybe you want to see that one after seeing this.
like there are, like I'll watch a bad movie that will make me laugh, but I've seen
Yeah,
enough
there
from
is no laughing.
Suicide Squad to not want to see it at all.
Seriously, there is no laughing at all in
There is.
Suicide Squad.
And that's Jared Leto as the
That's
Joker.
not laughing.
I know, but
I
it's somewhat laughing.
It's like mouth pooping.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we just said it. Thank you guys for listening. So you're not allowed to do that if you haven't seen the movie. Yeah, so stay tuned for next week's crazy episode, and thank you guys so much for sticking with us for these 2 hours or whatever it's gonna be, and stay up to date with the Marvel What Ifs, and if you disagree with us on anything that we've said, please let us know on either Discord or maybe just fucking write us a DM.
I don't think so.
There we go. And say something, guys.
Yes, thanks. Thank you for things.